Well, tell you what,
Great
that
album.
patient needs a transplant or is on life support. I don't know where to start on that yesterday. You got costly errors.
Mm-hmm.
You got after the second inning, you can't put the bat on the baseball, and you're putting yourself in a position where you almost have to win out. Like I don't know how much confidence you have in this series. I guess you have confidence tonight. You got a 3-game set with the Rays. You got confidence tonight because of Crochet, but I don't know. How much confidence do you have this weekend, Curtis?
Not much at all. I'm officially worried.
Are you?
Oh, my God. They were a comeback win away from being swept in a must-win series against the A's at Fenway Park. And I just, can we stop with the Brian Bayo thing? With, you know what Pedro he's like? The one in Napoleon Dynamite that ran for president. He's not like Pedro Martinez.
No, he's not like
It is
Pedro.
absurd. First of all, even if he was really good, he wouldn't be Pedro. But then you have a start like that yesterday where you implode. It's just awful.
Well, that was, the error is what killed him. I mean, when you look at that error.
The home run in the first probably.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen guys give up home. He only gave up 2 runs. That error that I think they might have credited him for, the throwing error from the third. What's his name? The third baseman. Who was that guy? Kuntz? What the hell was his name? The third baseman who made the play? I'm guessing everybody's drawing a blank. Who's the third? Was it Bregman?
Bregman plays third base?
Yes.
Yeah, the throwing error in the second inning.
Never heard Kuntz.
I don't know why I said Kuntz.
I don't either.
I don't know why I said Kuntz.
But they have a guy named Kurtz.
Kurtz, maybe that's who it is. I don't know why I said Kuntz.
Nick Kurtz plays first base.
Trevor Story is
hard. It was the third base. It was the first baseman who made the error, but it was a bad throw. And I think they might have gave it to Kurtz. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Malcolm Kuntz is a football player.
Yeah, I don't know
Nick
why
Kurtz is
Nick
the first
Kurtz.
baseman for the the Athletics.
For the Athletics.
No.
Yes.
What am I thinking of here?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's why we're all lost.
Nobody knows.
What strain did you use this morning?
This puppy ground to a halt before I could even get it going here this morning. I don't know what. I have no idea what you're talking about.
And
Trevor Story had an error yesterday.
No, it was the second inning when the A's went up 3-2. All right, never mind. Maybe I'm missing something here.
I think
the second inning, the Red Sox scored a run. Nobody from the A's scored a run in the second inning yesterday.
Okay. Was it the third inning then I'm thinking about? I was listening to it on the Odyssey app.
Curtis, could you rewind the app while the show is going on for us? And if we could go back to the part where I was discussing perhaps the fact that you got this series and you got to win this series. I don't know anybody who has a lot of confidence in them doing that, but and then you got to do the same thing when it comes to Toronto. You got to do the same thing when it comes to Detroit. And you may end up needing Garrett Crochet on short rest the last game of the season in order to secure the wild card, because the Guardians that's a team that's on fire, and they're only a game and a half back. They've won 12 of their last 13, I think.
And I don't think you're going to get anybody on short rest. Like Curtis was talking with Craig Breslow yesterday, and he said he wants to make sure that the rest continues to be pretty standard.
Well, you're going to have Garrett Crochet. I mean, if you have to win that last game of the season, you're going to have him on short rest.
And he said they weren't backed into a corner.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What do you guys think the chances are if Tolley shaves the stash? Do you think that would be a good, you know how slump busters,
yeah,
right?
might big time let Big Stash go.
Do they have slump busters in other sports, or is it just baseball?
I never heard of it in other sports.
I think it's just baseball.
Yeah, I never heard of it in other sports.
You never know. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got Kyle Harrison going tomorrow, and then you get Connolly early on Sunday. So
Breslow said they liked the way Early's been pitching, though. So hopefully that's another positive.
Maybe they'll give him 82 pitches in his next start. God, if this, I know that Lou was bothered by Jones on social media about how Jones said if this team implodes and misses the playoffs, Cora is going to be on the chopping block. But once it's easy to say in a like in a theoretical way that he won't be in trouble. But if they miss the playoffs, the emotion, everything you're talking about is going to be ratcheted up by 1,000. And it's going to be impossible for Cora to escape another second half swoon. The Red Sox, despite the trade, whatever, they are a far more talented baseball team than the Guardians. This should not be a game out in the loss column with 9 games to go. And if they don't make the playoffs, it would be, I think, improper business operation if they didn't reevaluate the manager. Because what else is his job? And that's the other thing. Yesterday, it's like Cora, masterful job with the bullpen, not yesterday, the day before. And everybody on social media is like, that's my manager. Anybody bitching now? And then yesterday, it's crickets.
No, I mean, he pinch hit, I think it was 4 consecutive guys to end that game yesterday. Here's another question for you. If Wilyer Abreu, Curtis, is 86% or whatever they're saying is, why can't Alex Cora pinch hit him in a game yesterday? Why?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, you're trying. It's coming down to the wire here.
Right.
You're trying to win baseball games. Like, there's nobody other than Trevor Story who's been hitting the ball. You got Trevor Story has 25 home runs. Maybe Bregman has. I don't know what did
like
Bregman
16
have?
or 17
maybe.
Like that.
And then that's it when it comes. You're up against these teams that you got guys that are, hitting their 30th off you yesterday. There's 5 guys that got 20 home runs. It's just, in many cases, like
Devers has over 30.
Yeah, Devers. When it comes to bats, Devers, Anthony, and Abreu. Like, you've been without those bats for a considerable amount of time on this baseball team.
And we have no idea when Abreu's coming back. Zero.
I mean, he's 86%. He might be 86.5% by this morning. I have no idea. But anyway.
Honestly, if the Red Sox miss the playoffs, what we're talking about is there is going to be an eruption, because I think there's a ton of people that are still thinking they're going to win. Like, they're not going to go nuts until they actually miss the playoffs. But this will be one of the big squanders in the history of the Red Sox.
Well, I mean, it was 2 weeks ago that you had a 5-game lead,
Right.
And now Cleveland's a game and a half behind you for the last spot. So
see you later, Cora. If they don't make it.
Yep.
You think so?
It all falls on him and Breslow. And Breslow for for Breslow not being as aggressive during the trade deadline to maybe add to this team, add some depth
I think they're going to have a built-in excuse when it comes to losing Roman Anthony. And every time I bring that up, there's people who go, what's the big deal about Roman Anthony? Like, it just sucked the air out of the room. It was a bat that you could count on. You got rid of Devers' bat.
Mm-hmm.
Wilyer Abreu was out of the lineup and has been out of the lineup for a long time. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you on changes that should be made if they don't make the playoffs, but I think they have that built-in excuse.
I think you're just horned up by the Roman Anthony run that he was on, and that's what, because they still, and I heard Jones and Keefe talking about this, they still have plenty of talent. Like, Bregman's an all-star.
Bregman has not been good for the last month.
Right, but so you have to put the Red Sox and their inability to score runs on the guys that are out there. Bregman's an all-star. Trevor Story's having an amazing year. Jarren Duran is a guy last year that people talked about, an MVP candidate. So losing Roman Anthony,
Jarren Duran has been fine. He's been
above
average.
Losing Roman Anthony is not like losing Manny or Big Papi
or
in
Shohei
their prime.
Ohtani.
Especially when you came into the season and all eyes were on Alex Bregman. Like, that was the guy that we talked about, both a leader on the field, off the field. Like, he was supposed to be what all the pressure was on to take this Red Sox.
One good thing is you don't have to worry about him opting out.
Right. Well, no, he will still, believe me. Boris will find a way. But I would just go back to 2 things. One, when Breslow was on, when we were asking every week when Roman Anthony was going to be called up, and he said, we don't want to have to rely on him. Remember that? I don't want to put all the pressure on him. And secondly, let's just go. Speaking for myself, I don't think it's an excuse that'll work on the fans. Do you guys think that the Red Sox fan base will say, no, it's okay, we missed the playoffs, Roman Anthony got hurt?
No.
I agree with you,
No, I
Chris.
don't
And it
think
might
so.
be true, Greg. Like you might be being it's something that actually is the case. However, I don't think the fan base is going to be able to accept that.
It's going to fall on Cora and him imploding again in another September, or his teams.
Yeah.
And then it's going to fall on Curtis has been right, and rightfully so. So he said this. It's going to fall on fans going, well, Brez, you could have brought in a bat.